Hey guys, what is up? Crafty Sheep here again. I am doing a special today on Facebook request. I realized that I knew more people on Facebook than I did on YouTube. So I put a post on my wall requesting people to ask me to build different things. And this is going to be the first episode of that particular series. Never mind the sheep. It's not like we have a crazy naked sheep with a YouTube channel. So, nah, that's not possible at all. Anyways, enjoy. So my friend Andre asked me to make a Thor's hammer. He said with electric spikes, but this electric spikes didn't actually end up happening because I didn't like the way they were. But I started out with just a basic platform here because I wanted to create like a rocky crag for this thing to sit on. It looked like it had been like thrown into the ground. Right here I used the lava and water technique to try to make this rocky crag / mountain sort of thing. This is a technique that was taught to me by my friend Dagger. I think he does it much better than I do. As you can tell, I'm just kind of experimenting with it right here, trying to figure out how the whole thing works. He's got this beautiful redstone system where it drops water, lava, and then drops water on top of it, and it ends up being a really cool, natural-looking mountain sort of thing that he has in one of my survival worlds. So it's pretty neat, but it was a lot of trial and error. After a while, you could see that I kind of got the hang of it here. So I just kept building up and up and up until I was relatively happy with it. Like I said, there was a lot of obsidian blocks there, but I decided to actually leave those because I thought it would kind of give the impression that like maybe lightning had struck the ground and scorched everything underneath. So I did leave a few of those. As you can see, they're kind of all over the place right now, but I'm still getting the hang of it. I ended up with this, which didn't look too bad, I didn't think. But I wanted to add like some green to it, some texture, make it look weathered and worn, like it had been sitting there for a while and completely overgrown. You can see me here grabbing some dirt and some grass, and I think I got some mossy cobblestone. I ended up grabbing stone bricks, but I didn't use those. I did end up using andesite, and I used vines and leaves and a whole bunch of other stuff to try to give this more of a weathered, natural look here. So what I did was I just went ahead and I just haphazardly put down dirt in random spots and leaves and things like that, and I ended up with this. So I was pretty happy with it. It looked kind of weathered. I was trying to go for natural, so it looked natural enough for me. And I actually think it took more time to build the rock thing that it was on than it did to actually build the hammer. So I spent a decent amount of time trying to figure out the shape of this thing, because it's like a rectangular hammer, but it's in the side. It's in sideways, so it took me a little bit to try to figure out how I wanted it shaped. I ended up using clay because I thought that gave it a nice smooth kind of metal look to it. I didn't want to use stone because it would match the ground too much. So this is just, and we had some production problems with fire, but they were quite short-lived, as you can tell. Anyways, this is the base of the hammer. I tried to make it a little bit thick, so it was more of like a 3D type dimension sort of thing. I added an extra layer on the outside to give it a little bit of depth. And the handle was, it was a little challenging trying to work out how I wanted it to go, but I ended up using coal and then black stained clay to give it that kind of leather effect and then I ended up just using some andesite around the handle to kind of give it that wrapped look, and I used some bedrock to try to represent the words that are typically written on this type of build, that are written on this type of hammer. You know, it usually like says Thor and all that other stuff. This is like the Marvel movie version of it. But this was my final product. I was pretty happy with it. You can see that I have some sea lanterns in my inventory. I was trying to make lightning bolts with them, but it just did not work out the way that I wanted it to. But sorry, Andre, there's no lightning spikes or anything, but this is what I did come up with, and I hope, it meets your requirements. So If you like the video, give it a like, and I will be uploading more soon.